A leak of internal poll numbers has rattled President Trump and his re-election campaign, and now the campaign is cutting ties with some of its own pollsters.
Cutting ties because they're mad about the leak.
Right.
Washington Post is reporting that maybe the leaks were on purpose to get to the president, because we know from previous reporting, no one wants to give the president bad news.
And he did not seem to be accepting the news that the polls actually had.
It was like he never heard it.
The leaked data shows that the president is trailing former Vice President Joe Biden in 11 key battleground states. President Trump ahead of Biden in one state, in Texas. Here's what the president said about those poll numbers during an interview with ABC News.
Even your own polls show you're behind right now, don't they?
No, my polls show that I'm winning everywhere.
I don't know. We've all seen these reports that with 15 out of 17 states, you spent $2 million on a poll and you're behind in 15 out of 17 states.
Nobody showed you those polls because those polls don't exist, George. Those polls don't exist. But I just had a meeting with somebody that's a pollster, and I'm winning everywhere.
How are they that close in the car? I mean,
I was going to say,
like
some people think we sit too close together. That's kind of like George Stephanopoulos and Donald Trump. That was like
just like
very,
this.
maybe it's the way the camera was.
Okay,
right.
but even if you take the president at his word that those polls don't exist, they do exist. But let's go with new polling from Fox News. The new polling from Fox appears to back up those very same leaked numbers.
Joining us now, NBC national political correspondent Steve Kornacki, who has information on non-leaked polls. These are published polls.
These are polls anybody can see, so let's take you through this. This is, as Stephanie says, the new Fox News poll. This one came out.
And that's the president's favorite network.
Well, listen, Fox News is a reputable poll. You know, let's be clear about this. So what you're looking at here, this is a reputable public poll, and this is what they found, and it's consistent with what other pollsters are finding from other outlets who are checking in right now, and it's what you see here. You match the president's name up against the sort of most likely Democratic opponents he could face. You see a lead there for Biden, 10 points. That's the best the Democrats doing in this poll. You get down to Buttigieg, Harris. It's close. Even they, though, a 1-point advantage over Trump right now. So you see these prospective Democratic candidates early on with an advantage over Trump. What does that mean? What that speaks to is it speaks to what I think has been sort of the permanent political condition of Donald Trump's presidency, and that has been an approval rating. You see the average approval rating. If you look at every poll that's out there right now on Trump's approval rating, it's an average of 43.9%. In this Fox News poll, I think it clocks in at 45%. A president who is in the low and maybe on a good day mid-40s in his approval rating is probably going to be trailing prospective opponents in polling like this. The question with Trump, as it was in 2016 when he was not a popular candidate by any conventional metric, is can he ultimately, if it's Biden, if it's Sanders, whoever it is, can he ultimately make his Democratic opponent in 2020 as unpalatable to a lot of voters as Trump himself is? Trump was able to do that with Hillary Clinton in 2016. It created just the right set of circumstances for him to win. You look at these polls and you say, looks like it's the same story in 2020.
And
same challenge for him.
That hasn't even begun yet. So walk us through how this is still very early and how things could change quickly, because when you put the entire thing into perspective, the entire GOP, they look at polls every day, and they have gotten in lockstep with the president in fear that not standing with him will cost them an election.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, again, so much of this is, I say 2016. You remember 2016? In October 2016.
We don't remember it as well from the polling, though. Think about where we were at this point.
Well, yes. So at this point,
the president was in laughingstock territory.
Early on, he moved up very quickly in the Republican race. I think we had a poll that came out around this time in 2015 that put Trump at about 1% in the Republican race, but he moved up very quickly, I'd say, in that Republican race. He got in the race. He got that first debate. He was in command of that race, or he was leading that race by the summer of 2015.
Look at that.
But for 3 days.
1%.
That's before the first debate.
But I tell you, except for about 3 days in November when he fell behind Ben Carson by a couple points, he led wire to wire in that Republican race. So when we say it's early and it changes a lot, it is early. It can change a lot. But Trump was locked in from a pretty early point.
What are the milestones to you about when people start paying real attention? When the poll matters because people have really heard the candidates and really given them consideration, and it's not about name recognition?
Yeah, no, and I think you talk about two different things here. In terms of the primary, I think they are tuning in right now. I'm very curious what the audience is going to be for this Democratic debate coming up. But we saw in 2015, that first Republican debate, you're looking at 25 million people tuned in and watched that. I think you're going to see see a level of interest that's sort of on par with that, I would guess, for this one. In terms of the general election, look, again, to me, the question is, Trump seems like somebody, the verdict on Trump, people's views of Trump, I'm not sure how much they've changed since 2016 at all. The variable is what's the view of his Democratic opponent going to be when that on Election Day 2016, Hillary Clinton's favorable score, her favorable rating in the exit poll was 43%. That was just low enough to give Donald Trump an opening. After a campaign with Donald Trump, what is Biden's? What is Sanders? What is Warren's? Whoever the Democratic nominee. Are they north of 43? Then I think the Democrats' positioned to capitalize on these numbers. Are they south of 43? Then maybe Trump's got a chance. Is it at 43? Has anything changed at all?
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.